Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, where we keep the score on everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And today, who's on the board? The Joker and the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to go out there and say it because nobody else is saying it. Okay? There's some years where we go by in sports and you can almost put a asterisk by some of these teams that win titles. Like, I'm not trying to take any credit away from anybody. I'm just trying to keep it real. There's a term in sports that says, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And there's times where that does not happen. That does not happen. There's times when the best teams are not playing each other. That's just the facts. I'm not trying to be, a Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to keep it real with everybody. There's times out here that nobody, you can only play who's in front of you. I understand that. You can only beat who's in front of you. I understand that also. But let's all be real. How many people out there really think that Oklahoma City is the best team in the NBA? Let's keep it real. Who out there thinks that the Oklahoma City Thunder is the best team in the NBA? I don't. I don't think they could have beat Boston. And I just don't think they really could have. I just thought this was an odd season for the Denver Nuggets out there in the West. I really think that this was one of those years where the West was just like up for grabs. We kind of like knew this early in the season. It was like, man, this thing is up for grabs out here. It wasn't no clear-cut favorite like it was, in the past. There wasn't no clear-cut favorite where we knew that these teams would eventually run into each other and see each other and have to, and have to play for what it is. Now, I'm saying Oklahoma City did play the Denver Nuggets. I know that. But what I'm saying is I thought that, if it wasn't for the injury and if it wasn't for, I blame this on a specific team, a very specific team. And it was a gritty team. It was a team that has a lot to prove. And they were trying to get to a certain place, and they was willing to do anything scrappy to get there. And this was the New York Knicks, because the New York Knicks took everything they had, took everything Boston Celtics had, and just drained them. They've always been feisty versus the Boston Celtics, but not only that, in the midst of all that, they lost Jason Tatum. So let's get this clock rolling because I'm putting up points right now, and this should only take 10 minutes. Losing Jason Tatum, and that's a point for me, okay? Because I'm putting up points on the board today. Losing Jason Tatum was huge, okay? It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because we don't like to see players go through those kind of things. We don't want to see those not knee injuries and Achilles. We don't want to see anybody going through that. Lower extremity injuries. We don't want to see that because their whole entire career is relied on you being able to stand tall. Another point for me. You got to be upright in order to compete in your profession. So I'm just looking at the situation and I said, this was such an odd year. You had some of those scrappy teams that's showing their heads. They're not really ready yet, but they're getting ready. Like, I think that Indiana bailed on their endeavor just a season too early. They're losing a lot of players right now. Indiana's one of those teams. We thought they were last year also. And then they came back this year and they showed that they was ready to rock and roll. But not to win it all. Did we really think? We thought that they were good enough to make it to the finals. Well, did we think that they would represent the East in the NBA? No. And not only where they wanted the teams, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you see the Detroit Pistons coming out of nowhere. The Detroit Pistons is all of a sudden coming out of nowhere. So these teams are starting to show themselves, as being formidable opponents in the future. That's what they're doing. They're showing people and the NBA fans like, look, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with soon. And they're not waiting around on other teams to get better. They're saying, listen, we're going to take care of our business. And all I could do is appreciate that from these players, for giving it their all. But it was just something about these teams that was so wily. It was like a lot of wily teams out there. And that they're the kind of teams that like kind of offset the way things should really go. If Boston would have made it past New York, I think Boston would have won it all. As much as it pains me to say that, does it pains me to say that? It pains me to say that. Let me put another point up on the board for being honest. It pains me to say that Boston would have probably went to another finals and probably won it. So you got all you Celtic fans out there, you got to respect the honesty. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can tell me what you feel. Tell me how you feel about what I just said. So I just thought that I didn't think that the stars was aligned, for lack of better words. I just didn't think that they were aligned. I just thought that there were some things that was out of place. With the addition for New York of adding Mikal Bridges, he gave people fits on that Boston team. He's a defensive specialist. And I thought that, teams made moves specifically geared towards stopping Boston. And in the West, I don't think anybody was doing that. I think the West was, quietly going about their business, and whoever ended up in the finals ended up in the finals. But let me just tell y'all that this team right here is quietly having one of the best off seasons. Okay, they're adding to what they already have, and that could be an absolute problem, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying that the sources says that Nikola Jokić to delay his extension talks until next summer. Denver superstar Nikola Jokić will not seek a contract extension this summer, delaying talks until next summer. See that? I mean, this is good that he does that, because now they're able to spend some money around and make that team better than it was before, which I think are going to be the Western Conference favorites again. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. It says Jokić has a 3 years remaining on a 5-year, $276 million contract extension he signed in the summer of 2022. The 3-time MVP player has a player option in the final year of the deal worth $62.8 million in 2027 and 2028. Jokić is eligible to sign a 3-year, $200 million extension up until October 20th. According to ESPN Bobby Marks, the first year of the extension would have replaced his player option. By waiting until the 2026 offseason to work on an extension, the Nuggets star is able to add a 4th year at an additional $77 million, according to Marks. Josh Kroenke, the Nuggets president, said the team will offer the franchise star an extension this summer, but will also understood how it could benefit Jokić to sign one next summer as well. So if he waits until next summer, obviously Joker would benefit more than signing one right now. But not only that, the team can also finagle until then and try to get some better players in there. Not like they don't already have some, but add the ones that they lost and solidify that team to be back to where they're accustomed to being, which I think they will be. Like, I think they're going to come right back next year and win the West. We're definitely going to offer it, Kroenke told reporters recently. I'm not sure if he's going to accept it or not, because we're also going to explain every financial parameter around him, signing now versus signing later. To be completely transparent, that's the way we always are. And then he makes the best decisions for himself and his family, and we'll support him in it. The Nuggets have made several changes in the past few months in hopes of improving around Jokić. See? See, now I want y'all to listen to this. They replaced Michael Malone with David Adelman as head coach and replaced GM Calvin Booth with Ben Tenzer and John Wallace. Tenzer and Wallace traded Michael Porter Jr. for Brooklyn's Cameron Johnson. What a great move. What a great move. This, do y'all know how big of a move that is? That's a low-key great move. Because Cameron Johnson can shoot the three. He's long. He can run the floor. He gets rebounds. And guess what? He plays great defense. He plays good defense, y'all. He's a floor spacer. He can shoot the three very well. Very well. That's a big, watch this, y'all. Watch this. And they agreed to deal Dario Saric to Sacramento for Jonas Valanciunas to back up Jokić. What a great move. Now you're talking about the bench. So these new guys, these new GMs, they know what the hell they're doing. They know exactly what the hell they're doing. I love this move. I wish they would have kept the coach because I didn't think there was anything wrong with the coach. But it'd be hard to go wrong with a team like this. You got to be Glenn Rivers to mess this up. No pun intended, but I'm just keeping it real. That's a point for me. Listen at this. This is one of the sweetest moves that I absolutely like because it has meaning behind it. They also brought back Bruce Brown, who helped the Nuggets win a title in 2023, and signed Tim Hardaway Jr. in free agency. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a stacked ass roster. All them guys I named can either start or come off of the bench and run that offense with efficiency. All of them are shooters. All of them can create their own shot. And they all do very specific things. Very specific. And the best part about it is it blends well around Joker. It blends. You can have Valanciunas and Joker on the floor at the same time. Because Joker makes passes from the top of the key while you have a true center in there. You got two bigs in there. And one of the bigs can run the fast break. Guys, I'm telling you right now. This team that the Denver Nuggets, I'm telling you, look forward to seeing them right back in the finals next year. You're hearing it here first at the Scoreboard Keepers because that's what we do here. I'm telling you that next year you can look forward to seeing Joker and the Denver Nuggets back in the Western Conference Finals without a shadow of a doubt, man. That team, ladies and gentlemen, that's the clock and it struck zero, but we're going to go into overtime for a little bit because I want to finish this. That team, the Denver Nuggets, I'm telling you right now, with those pieces that they just added, they are going to be such a good team. They're going to be night in and night out. They're going to be hard to beat. Even with their backups, they're going to be hard to beat. I'm just telling you, Cameron Johnson is an absolute stud. He's an absolute stud. He can play. He has the intensity. He plays good defense. He can shoot the three. He can run the floor. I mean, there's not much that he can't do. That's a very solid pickup. And then you got Bruce Brown. I mean, come on. We all know what he can do. They saw him do it before. And then you pick up Tim Hardaway Jr. Listen, guys. I don't know what these other teams are doing around the league, but I'm telling you right now, you better start getting ready because, damn it, the Denver Nuggets are. And that's another point for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys all know what I expect from you, right? Leave your comments down below. Thumb up the video. Please thumb up the video. Get it out there. Come join us. Leave your comments below so I can respond to you. I want to hear what you guys say. Nuggets Nation, I want to hear what you guys think about these moves. I absolutely love it. So if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, okay? And I look forward to you guys becoming a part of the Scoreboard Keepers family, because that's what it's all about. We do things different over here. Men and women lie, numbers don't. We don't keep receipts, we keep the score. Okay? And we keep you up to score on all the latest in sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And we give you a different and always an objective view on things. You guys would love it over here. So all I'm saying to you guys is just, thumb up the video and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And good luck to the Denver Nuggets. I think you guys are going to have a fantastic season. It's no disrespect to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Congratulations on your NBA title. But I'm going to tell you right now, I got an asterisk by it. I do. I really have an asterisk by it. And I think the best team in the West is the Denver Nuggets. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. The Oklahoma City Thunder can come back and do it again next year. And we'll see how that works out. But here at Scoreboard Keepers, we stand by what we say and say what we mean and mean what we say. So prove us wrong. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. And until then, score. See you guys soon.